Ram Krishna Hari. We offer our namaskars at the feet of Lord Vitthal and all the Varkari saints. This section of Sant Muktabai Charitra is of great importance because in this we are going to have the narration of how Mauli, that is Sant Jnaneshwar Mauli, took Samadhi at Alandi and how his younger brother Sopandev Maharaj also followed suit. As we saw in the previous section, when Mauli realized that devotees, Varkaris, had started going on a yatra to Pandharpur on every Ashadhi and Kartikeya Ekadashi, and that too in large numbers from all over the country, especially from the north, from the south, and from the eastern part of India. Many Varkaris joined together and they realized that this movement was only for their upliftment in the spiritual realm. Mauli was contented that his mission was successful, and so he expressed his desire to his Guru and elder brother Sant Nivruttinath Maharaj that he would now want to take Samadhi, Sanjeevan Samadhi, that is, he would like to leave the physical world by having his breath in control. His elder brother Nivruttinath Maharaj, obviously being a realized soul, came to the conclusion that it was now time for all of them to exit this physical world one by one. They spoke to the younger brother Sopandev and the younger sister Muktai, and all of them decided that they would now make preparations for the Samadhi of Sant Jnaneshwar Mauli. Generally, in the material world, when someone is about to exit from the physical world itself, there is a lot of sorrow and sadness around, grief around that particular person and his family. But here, this exit was not of a normal person, it was a divine incarnation, and all the four brethren, being divine incarnations themselves, knew that the mission for which they were sent down to earth had now come to a complete fulfillment. Nivruttinath Maharaj, along with Namdev Maharaj, made preparation for Mauli's Samadhi at Alandi. The place Alandi was chosen because it is said in the Skanda Puran that Pandurang, Lord Krishna, Pandurang, had himself praised this place, Alandi, and said that if one visits or does any donation in the form of food, annadan, then they say that all his 42 generations will be having salvation, or they would attain a very high spiritual level. So it was decided that Mauli would take Samadhi at Alandi. There was a proper place which was chosen near the Siddheshwar Mandir, as we have seen in one of the earlier episodes. Siddheshwar Mandir has a small, you can say a tunnel through which Mauli was supposed to enter and sit in Samadhi till his breath could be controlled by him. It is a yogic way of breathing or having a breath control where slowly one dissolves his energies or his elements with nature. Mauli took Samadhi at this place, and there were so many saints who had come to bid farewell to him. Sant Namdev's sons went into that tunnel, into the cave, and they cleaned the whole place and made a proper seating arrangement for Mauli. Flowers were strewn all over, and there was a lamp which was lit there. Of course, this lamp was just a symbol. Mauli himself was a lamp to the world. Mauli entered this cave, but before that, he prostrated at the feet of his Guru and elder brother Nivruttinath. He embraced his younger brother Sopandev and his sister Muktai. He had special affection and love for Muktai because she was the youngest, and he was worried as to how she would be taking care of herself post his samadhi. Nivruttinath realized that Mauli was a little concerned about the younger sister, and he told him that do not worry about her, she is Adi Shakti. That was enough hint for Mauli to come back from his emotional attachment to his sister back to his self-realization. Now, the self-realization is a very important point about Mauli one has to realize. It is seen in many of Mauli's abhangs that up to a certain stage he has been penning his name as Jnanadeva Mhane. But after a certain instance of enlightenment, he changes his pen name to Bapa Rakhuma Devi. So this is a very evident part of Mauli's abhangs. And it is said that when he had his enlightenment or self-realization, there is an abhang which Sant Nivruttinath Maharaj, in the form of a dialogue, speaks to Mauli and says, Are Are Jnana Jhalasi Pavana. So he says that you have become so pure with your self-realization, you have understood ultimately who you are. So after that self-realization, it is said by many philosophers and saints who were present at that time, who have left behind certain documented records, that after that particular enlightenment, Mauli started having a special gift or special talent of putting his thoughts into words, and that's how the Amrit Anubhav also came into existence. So Mauli's literary works obviously have the Jnaneshwari. It also comprises of a very great contribution to a common man in the form of Haripat and Amrit Anubhav, which is a very deeply philosophical literary work of Mauli. So after all these literary compositions, Mauli realized it was now time for him to exit from this material world, and so coming back to the point where he enters into the cave after prostrating to his guru and elder brother, he also prostrates to all the saints who have gathered there, because this is not an ordinary situation. A great soul is taking Sanjeevan Samadhi. That is, when he is alive, he is exiting the physical world. So saints and very great souls from all over the country have gathered to bid farewell to our dearest Mauli. Mauli enters the cave, and Nivruttinath Maharaj and Namdev Maharaj, they close the cave with a huge stone or a rock or a boulder. They spew flowers, they spread flowers all over the place. Though they are a little emotional because they will no longer be able to see their favorite Mauli, but they have realized that all this is done with a certain purpose. From there, as they head towards the next destination, they stay at various places, and even at Alandi they stay for about a month, and then they proceed to go towards Saswad. At Saswad, Sopandev Maharaj asks instructions from his elder brother and guru, Sant Nivruttinath Maharaj, that he too would like to take Samadhi. There is no refusal on the part or by Nivruttinath Maharaj at all, because he knows that this is all one by one, that we all have to leave this world, and saints are no exception. So Sopandev Maharaj identifies a particular place, which also happens to be a cave, and he also takes Samadhi at Saswad near Pune. After this Samadhi of Sopandev Maharaj is done, it is a time now for Tsangdev who asks his guru Muktai that he too would like to leave this world, because for 1400 years, odd years, he has been alive and he has been evading death, as we saw in the earlier episodes. So he asks her permission and he says he also would like to exit this physical world. She permits him, but Sangdev says that before I leave this world, before I too enter the cave and take samadhi, I would like to make a small thanksgiving address to you, because you have shown me the path of true realization. He addresses the people, the saints and all the great people who have collected there, telling them that he was filled with a lot of ego, that he had control over death and he had lived for 1400 years. He could tame animals, he could control animals, wild animals, carnivorous animals. He said that it was only because of Muktai, who brought down his ego and made him realize that all these siddhis are of no use. The only thing that is important is realizing who you yourself are. So self-realization is of great importance. These occult powers will keep coming, but they become obstacles in one's path. He says that a 14-year-old girl, my mother Muktai, has taught me that living in quantity, in number of years, is not equal to wisdom. So I lived for 1400 years, but my wisdom was zero. And this girl, who was just 14 years old, taught me the true meaning of realization and true mission of my life. I now also would like to leave this world. So he prostrates at the feet of his Guru Muktai, asks her permission, she blesses him. He then prostrates at the feet of Nivruttinath Maharaj, and he also takes samadhi at Puntamba, being near Ahmednagar district. From there, Nivruttinath and Muktai, with so many other saints, continue their travel, their yatra. On the way, Namdev tries to entertain them, because he realizes that all said and done, a little bit of human emotion, emotion towards brothers, emotion towards the disciple, is affecting Muktai to a certain extent. He tries to make the situation a little light, and he says, why not we visit Apegao? Apegao is the place where these children were supposed to have been born. Of course, there are certain, you can say, examples or certain people who have a difference of opinion, saying that not all of these four brethren were born at Apegao, which happens to be the mother's place, that is Muktai's mother's place. So it is said that some of them were born at Arandi out of these four brethren, and maybe one or two of them may have been born at Apegao. All said and done, Muktai is overjoyed to have this suggestion coming from Namdev. She feels that she can have a visit at Apegao and have a complete revision of her life right from childhood to whatever age she is at that moment. When they visit Apegao, what are the emotions that take place in Muktai's mind? As we said, all said and done, she has come from Adi Shakti into a human form, and human beings do have the Sattva, Raja and Tama in various combinations acting on them, and sometimes it also creates certain emotional imbalances in them. So Muktai was also no exception to this particular event, where when she visits Apegao, she is overwhelmed and she is overcome with so many emotions. It is difficult for her to control herself. What exactly are her reactions? We will see in the next section. Till then, Ram Krishna Hari.